There is some things that AtGames is doing that I think will help inform the survey. And I wanted to kind
Yeah.
of talk about some of these because the more and more I see these things, the more and more I realize that the AtGames, and all this is really kind of aimed directly at the Legends Pinball. It's not
Mm.
aimed at their Ultimate Arcade, although a lot of it, this conversation kind of goes that direction. But I truly believe that the Legends Pinball, it's a loss leader. It they
Yeah.
knock the price really low because now I'm seeing the prices of all the add-ons. And the prices on the
Yeah.
add-ons are like, holy crap, you gotta be
Yeah.
kidding me.
They are not cheap at
No.
all. No.
So they just did their Owners Day, National
Yeah.
Owners Day. I think it was the second time that they've done this, and so they reveal some product and pricing and things like that. So I thought we
Yeah.
might take a look at
Yeah,
some
let's
of
have a look
this.
at the add-ons and stuff you
So
can
let's
get.
look at the main add-on that is for the Legends Pinball, and that is this. It is a proper joystick control panel, yeah, with fighting stick buttons and the trackball, basically allowing you to play all those other games that you can play on their ArcadeNet service.
Yes.
This is the kind of add-on that we had heard that Arcuda was going to be wanting to put onto their unit.
Yeah, that's right.
Swappable, it's the Apron.
Modular
It's a dead space.
playfield. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
makes
right.
a lot of
I mean,
sense. Makes a lot of sense.
a lot of sense.
How much would you pay for this item, Jared? I'll show you another picture of this item, which I believe is
This is what you get
one.
out
Yeah,
of
this
the
is what
box.
you get out of the box.
Yep.
So
So-
that would just drop in, plug a cable in, boom, you're ready to go. Slap the edges back on, and drop it in, and yeah.
Everything, as you can see, all you see is the perspex top of the thing. You don't
Right.
see all the ugly naked wood and stuff.
Right.
So
You're going to see it just like
look,
that.
Yeah, it looks just like that. Nice and clean, nice and neat. Looks, I don't know. I reckon. Oh, well, it looks like everything looks pretty decent on there, like the buttons and everything. I'd go like $100 US for that.
That's what I would tend to think. 100 US would
Yeah.
seem fair. No,
Yeah.
they want 200 US.
What?
Which
Not
seems
sure.
rather exorbitant. Now, I kind of believe what they're thinking here is they have their Legends Gamer deck, that just kind of sits onto your lap.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably about how much that one is. And so it's almost like maybe they don't want to price one too low to devalue the other, except for I would say, but the only way this thing works is if you plug it into
Yeah.
Legends Pinball that you already purchased.
Yeah, it's got no embedded games in it. It's just a control panel.
Yeah.
So not sure if probably when you think of the cost, probably the actual circuit board with all the games on it and that actually isn't that much more. It's probably the hardware that is where most of the cost is. Like
Yeah, but even the hardware, you figure the joystick and buttons, you can buy that on Amazon for 25 bucks.
Yeah,
The
the trackball's probably a different matter.
Trackball costs a little bit more.
Like I don't know, 50.
Yeah, but that's again not buying in bulk.
Yeah, but would that be how much it would cost to buy one? Just
I think
off
it's
the shelf?
around 40 bucks.
So,
for I mean they range between 40 and 90 bucks. I doubt that they're using the really high grade trackball.
No, I don't think so.
And this doesn't even have a spinner dial on it, which is also kind of interesting.
Like their Legends arcades do.
Right.
Yeah.
Nor do you have the ability to do 2-player.
No.
2 joysticks. So I don't know. I think that 200 that's
a bit rich.
steep. That is steep.
Yeah.
I do want to point out.
It'll sell though.
Oh yeah, it'll sell. You see this
It'll
little
sell.
cutout area here? I believe this is where the exciter goes.
Yep, that will be where it goes.
There's a complaint people have been having with the exciter because obviously all you're attaching to is this thin piece of plastic or mason or I don't know what it is, Lexan. Anyway,
Yeah.
again, it's a speaker.
Yeah.
Speakers vibrate.
Speakers vibrate. Just snap.
And
That's right.
people have been complaining that If you put it on the volume on anything but low, all you hear
It
is
just
the rattling.
farts.
You don't even
It just
hear.
farts all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you put it on low, then you can't feel it.
So, yep. What's the point?
There wasn't.
I can't really be complimentary about the way they've handled that.
I tell you, I think the Exciter was an afterthought. I think that honestly, I believe that they didn't think that One Up was going to pull it off. And
with the solenoids.
With the solenoids. I don't believe that they thought that they were going to pull it off, and then all of a sudden One Up did pull it off, and they went, "Oh crap! Well, we did say we were going to put haptic. I guess we have to do this." And then they quickly discovered that you can't just put it under wood because nobody will ever feel that. It needs to be closer, and then
they wouldn't have factored in the fact that, you know, to integrate solenoids like Arcade One Up did, you've actually got to code that.
Yeah.
Or at least have a special interface board, which would have blown out the bill of materials.
Which is, I was just going to say, sorry, folks, Farsight nor Zaccaria coded for solenoids. All they've coded for is controller, rumble, and the audio. The Exciters are based entirely off of audio, which, here comes downfall number 2.
Here's the rub.
Here's the rub. Farsight's, all their stuff is in mono.
Yeah.
So
there's no positional. You cannot tap into any stereo feed positionally and work out where things to fire.
You flipping the left flipper, you feel it still in your right hand.
Yeah.
It's not stereo.
It's not directional.
No.
This is the advantage that Zen has here, is that all their mechanical effects are stereophonic.
Yeah.
And they are positional, which makes me wonder. I wonder if that's how they managed their solenoid, like positional solenoids, and worked out where to fire it based on their mechanical noises. I think it's probably more advanced than that. I think they would have.
I do too. I don't think they're doing it off of audio. I think it's coding.
I think it's actually probably almost tapping into the switch triggers for each of those objects, because they have very, very deep integration into the software. Like, that's how they can do pop-up scores and stuff like that when pop bumpers are firing. Like, as an aside, that's the thing that really surprised me with Belly Williams when I started playing those tables, and you had the score, the first pop-up score set to 1, so everything scored. Like, just seeing the difference in how each of these things scored based on what you were doing in the game was really kind of fascinating to me.
Right, because you don't realize where a lot of your score comes from.
No, and you go, oh, well, that's actually pretty lucrative if you shoot it up there. So it's kind of really neat. Anyhow, circling back to the original discussion, the whole mono-based sound is tricky. Now, I think Zaccaria, they do actually have stereophonic effects for their mechanical sounds from memory. Playing with cans on, I'm pretty sure, like these on, you can hear that the left flippers actually are left aligned and the right ones are right. So perhaps when Zaccaria comes along and gets and folks can actually get those loaded onto the ALP, or that might actually then start to pay off with those exciters, hopefully. But the fact that their underlying design being that close to the control panel and the vibration aspect needs to be addressed in version 2 of this cabinet.
Yeah.
Really does. They really need to put some thought into it.
Okay, other accessories that you can purchase for that you would maybe want to purchase for your Legends Pinball also, based on what you have here. They have their light gun.
Right.
Now, this is kind of interesting. You're wondering, what the heck is this? Hey, look, more branding. Guys, really? Enough with the branding. Good Lord.
Do you know what I've found? This admittedly was in an Arcade One Up forum, the Aussie one that I'm a member of. Someone had posted a satirical post in there about, they had I think it was an AtGames cabinet and a Arcade One Up pinball cabinet.
Yeah, it was.
But the Arcade One Up, I don't know that it's pinball because it doesn't tell me it's pinball, and I don't know who it's made from because it doesn't have.
Yeah, how am I supposed to know who made this item?
How am I even supposed to know that it's pinball because it doesn't have pinball plastered all over it? So, ease up. I guess that branding is important. when you have a company, but there's a little bit too much sometimes. And I
Yeah.
think maybe just dial back the logos a bit.
Now,
That would be
again,
far less obtrusive if that was just black.
right.
You know?
You may be wondering, what the heck is this thing up here anyway? It's basically a Wii sensor.
It's a light bar for the gun because
for the gun.
light guns, unless you have a very specific type of light gun, okay, one up. You can't use it on LCDs.
Yeah. Now, hey, this selling something like this makes it good for legacy.
Gun shooters.
I'm saying for people that already have previous cabinets before that kind of tech came out. So they're making it so that you're not leaving behind anybody that already had. So I applaud them for that. That's fine.
It's good.
It looks like it has a
little
thumbstick on the back.
Yep.
So for navigation purposes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, how much do you think this costs, Jared?
I reckon that it would probably be around 100.
It's 100.
Hey, I got it right.
Now, does that seem like a fair price to you? Again,
look,
seems a little steep to me.
Well, I don't know. I think that I'm trying to think back to the days when I had a PS2, and I wanted to buy Point Blank, and I needed to buy the Namco Gun Con. I think it was, with a game, I think down here it was about 120 Australian, and I think you could buy gun cons for about 50 or 60 Australian dollars. So with the US tax, i.e. the exchange rate added onto that being about 130 Australian, thereabouts, it's probably a bit high.
If it came with two guns, I could see the price. That I
Two
could
guns, yeah.
Two guns, yes. But again, I'm coming back around to, I'm going to my, Guitar Hero Rock Band peripheral days, where drum kit, microphone, and guitar, and the game sold for $120.
Yeah, I think it was about 170 or 180 here. So yeah, you could get the whole Rock Band for like under 200 here.
So there's some serious markup going on this item. I'm going to show you one other picture in just a second, but first we're going to go. Now, for those of you that didn't purchase that you don't own the Legends Pinball, but instead you just own the Legends Ultimate, well, then they sell pinball buttons, the pinball kit. These slap onto the side of the unit so that you can play pinball that way.
Yeah, like from what I've seen, they have like little fingers, and they just slides up.
Yeah.
So it snaps into place.
$50 for that.
Okay, so that's what about $15 a button. A little bit less.
I just I don't know. It looks like a 3D printed quickie. And there's nothing nice design-wise about it. I don't know. It just... and I'm going to... Here, let me show you... where is the picture that I want to show? That's that one. That's that one. That's that one. Oh my gosh, where the heck is it? There it is! There's everything slapped on...
To a
cabinet. So you got your light gun here. You got your pinball controller here. Which, I mean, I guess maybe they made the thickness so that it goes flush. Which makes sense. You got your light bar up here.
It's a light bar, like it almost looks like it is wireless. So you charge it and it somehow works with it, because I don't see any cables or anything coming from it, unless they've deliberately not done that because they look gross and and they'll look horrible. I hope it's sort of wireless.
I mean, look, you have this USB here, and I think I see a USB here. Oh, you know what it is?
What?
You might be right. It might be. I think I was gonna say, do you hook this in and have it drop down to your plugs?
I hope not. Oh.
Do you think? So now you're gonna have to make your wire, like tape your wire to the side here.
Oh, please. Look, if somebody has one of these toys getting one, please tell us that's not the case, because that's not nice. Oh, that's really... Oh, no.
What do you want to bet?
Unfortunately,
I'm
it would be a lot of money.
because how else is this thing going to talk to the unit other than
It's
being Wi-Fi?
it's got to be hardwired.
I would think it's got to be hardwired, so I think it's going to be
What about the
drape your
gun?
cable and
So, will the gun? How is the gun going to be cabled, or is the
no, the
gun going
gun would be wireless.
and that module will be its receiver?
Yes.
Hmm, don't know, Chris. Don't know. Look, a little bit of gaffer tape around the black edges of your cabinet would probably solve that
Yeah,
problem.
sure, why not?
But
No.